Hey, hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and let me be the first here on YouTube to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Let me know as you're coming in the chat here, just that everything is working for you here. I've got the live chat pulled up here on my phone, going to be watching it through the night. Hey, y'all, watching from Cincinnati from Expediter. We've got Selena. Hello and Merry Christmas from Orlando, back from the Mardi Gras. Wow, welcome back. What a beautiful ship. And Orlando, just in my neck of the woods here. As you're coming in, please go ahead, leave me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat if the sound is working all right for you. Harvey, last night of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to you as well. That's right. It's not just Christmas. So as you're joining in, I want to welcome you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. And I just wanted to take a few minutes and sit down with everyone tonight here in the Midships family. Just sort of spend a little bit of time getting to know each other. At the end of the day, we're here for the cruise news, but we're a family of people who love cruising, and I kind of want to nurture that just a little bit more as we move on with this channel. We've got a bunch of folks showing up in chat here. Welcome in, John. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Jennifer, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Same to you. Expediter, video and sound are great. I appreciate that so much. Joanna, Merry Christmas. Sherry, thanks for letting me know. Appreciate you stopping in. The sound is good. The Inglesbys are in. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Inglesby. Can't wait to cruise with you all here in another month or so. We've got Clearwater, Kansas checking in from Gary. Sherry, Merry Christmas. And Paul, hot summer in Melbourne. You guys, you got cruising back down there in Melbourne. Paul, have you gotten a chance to take advantage of it? Let me know your thoughts. Russ, Merry Christmas. Same to Cheryl, if she's tuning in as well. Cheryl and Russ were my first subscribers I ever met in the wild, so to speak. I met them on board MSC Divina. It was my first cruise after starting a YouTube channel. So it was kind of fun to meet folks who had seen me online. So hello. Like I always say, if you ever run into me out and about on a cruise, most likely, or maybe here in Orlando, don't be afraid to stop by and say hello. So as we're getting started here tonight, I'm preparing for a whole new year of cruises. I'm sure a lot of you have some cruises planned out yourself. We're going to want to chat about cruises tonight that you have planned up and coming. And then if you have any fun cruise related stories, I'm looking to hear some of those. I'm going to let you in on a little secret here later on in the show about something new I'm going to be doing in addition to this whole cruise news thing. And it's going to involve stories from onboard cruise ships. It's going to be kind of a fun thing, and I think a lot of you are going to be pretty interested in seeing it. Bear with me. I've got a brand new live streaming setup. I'm trying to get this chat over here on my screen, so bear with me while I take a look at it. We've got some more folks checking in on chat. Question from Expediter Guy. Booked an NCL cruise the 6th of January from LA to Miami for the Panama Canal. Norwegian told me I don't need a passport. Others have told me I do. Well, I always recommend cruising with a passport. You're likely going to be okay getting on with a birth certificate. However, the passport is always your best option. Wayne, thank you for checking in, and Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm sure there's at least one or two travel agents out there in the chat who wouldn't mind helping to answer that question, but I'm guessing you'll probably be okay with a birth certificate on that. But always make sure you go ahead and contact the cruise line. Craig, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. You're in Florida as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope I sail sometime from Tampa as well. I'm excited to sail under the Sunshine Skyway. I actually used to live over in the Tampa area, so I know my way around pretty well. We got Paul Jordan. We had the Norwegian Spirit in Port Melbourne on Christmas Day. You have Ovation of the Seas in February, heading out on a South Pacific cruise. That's a really, really fun cruise itinerary. I've not done any of the South Pacific. I really haven't done much West Coast cruising. That's all going to be changing here in 16 days when I board the Carnival Radiance. And then I'm doing a side-to-side cruise. I'll get off the Radiance and then stay a night in Long Beach and get on the Panorama. Going to do all of the West Coast, the Mazatlan, Puerto Vallartas, all of those stops and destinations along the way. It's going to be a really good time. So if you have any suggestions for me from your experience cruising on the West Coast, please let me know. I'm kind of a noob out there from Long Beach. Looking forward, though, I don't know if you heard here on the channel, but the Queen Mary, which was out for some extensive renovations, it's been closed since the pandemic shutdown. She's finally reopened, and it's actually free to go in and tour right now. So I'm really excited to stop off of one cruise ship, get on to a beautiful retired ocean liner, take a tour, and then just the very next day, get on board another cruise ship. How amazing is life, right? That is so cool. Let's check in on the chat here, see how y'all are doing. If you've been naughty or nice out there. The Inglesbys. AJ got a new portable podcasting system for Christmas. He's ready to start his Cruising Blind channel. AJ, can't wait. I will be your first subscriber. Very excited. We'll chat on board the Vloggers Cruise. I know we'll be seeing each other on there. David, you're cruising Royal in January. Merry Christmas from Pennsylvania. Whew, I bet it's chilly up there. How many of you have weather in the single digits outside right now? Let me know what your temperatures are. Tom asks if I'm doing Alaska again in 2023. Tom, oh yeah, I'm going to be covering Alaska a couple times in 2023. Look out for loose tiles in the bathroom in Mexico from the Inglesbys. Thank you. I will keep my eyes peeled. Sherry, 3 cruises booked for 2023. 2023 sounds like it's shaping up to be a pretty good year for you, Sherry. I am excited to hear about all of your cruises. Now, remember, if you're out and about cruising and you take some cool pictures or videos, or you find something that you think is worth sharing with me, well, send me a message on Instagram or make a post in the Facebook group for Midships. It's pretty easy to find. Just search for Midships. You'll find it on there. It's a great way to keep in touch, and maybe you'll get your content featured here on the channel. And also, if you take some beautiful pictures, I would love to share them in Instagram stories. As long as they're cruise related, go ahead and tag me in it, and I'd be more than happy to share. It's wonderful to sort of crowdsource all of this material and all of these kind of amazing photos, videos, memories, and quite frankly, it's all hype for everybody's next cruise. Really, that's what all of this comes down to. We're all looking forward to that next time we jump on the ship, and I really think this is the outlet that we kind of all come to. You'll have to excuse me. I'm going to take one of these headphones out. It's kind of hard to hear myself. Actually, I'll just take both. I'm just hearing myself in the background, and it's really hot in this Santa hat. So I've had some people ask, where did all of this Carnival swag come from? Some of it was free from Carnival. Actually, I got it on board the Carnival Mardi Gras. This hat here, got a couple of them here. Last Christmas, when I cruised on the Mardi Gras, they were handing them out. I think they still do that a lot of times on their ships. As far as the ugly sweaters, I had to buy these. If you're patient and you don't buy them in the month of December, you can find these for like $7, which is what I did. And it's perfect. I actually bought this in Alaska on the Carnival Splendor, which was kind of interesting and weird since it was like August. All right, we've got some more chats to check in with here. We've got Harvey, New Year's Eve on one of my favorite ships, the Carnival Magic. Harvey, enjoy that ship. I love the Magic. Willie White, Ohio. It feels like 0 degrees. Much love up to all of you cold peeps in Ohio. I know that's where Mama Midships is probably tuning in from tonight. We got Zach here. Sent you a message on Instagram. You got the Cruise Nerd shirt from my Amazon store. I hope you love it, man. That's one of my favorite shirts. I get tons of compliments on that one. Thanks for picking it up. And when we cruise together next time, hopefully you'll wear it. I want to take your picture. That's another thing. If you ever want to get featured on my page and you've purchased any of my cruise wear, any of my Cruise Nerd shirt, Loyal to Royal, Fun Mode, anything, or a midship shirt, tag me in it, and I will be happy to share that with the community here, with the rest of the Midships family. You know, I can't wait. I got a new Midships shirt today, too, for Christmas, so I'm excited to wear that. Once it warms up, it's like 35 or 36 degrees here tonight. It's freezing. The Inglesbys. Here's a funny cruise story. How about a blind person going ziplining upside down in the pouring rain in Roatan? And I have the video to prove it. You guys. Oh, I can't wait to cruise with y'all again. It's going to be such a fun time. Now, how many of you out there are going on the Vloggers cruise that's coming up on the Norwegian breakaway? I think it's the 29th of January. Let me know in the chat if you're planning on going. There's a lot of folks that I know going on board that cruise. It's going to be a crazy time. The Facebook group for that is absolutely wild. I'd love to show you under the hood, and I might do that on one of these upcoming broadcasts. Give me half a second. It's time for a little bit of eggnog. It's that time of year. That's probably a controversial drink here in the chat. We got Brian in the chat. Merry Christmas, Corey. You're doing a side-by-side out of Port Canaveral. Carnival to Royal. Do I know if there's a shuttle from one terminal to the other? Not necessarily. However, a lot of the companies that run the parking, they will pick up and drop off at multiple terminals. So you might get lucky. You might just have to call an Uber or maybe try to arrange with one of your cruise lines some transportation. We got B-Duff Travels in here. Welcome in. Merry Christmas. And yeah, we met over in Nassau. Can't wait to see all of your vlogs coming out from there. Go ahead and post your channel in the chat here so I can share it with everyone. Russ, you said the passport holders are great gifts. I appreciate that, Russ. Yeah, those are one of my favorite items to give away. Passport holders, luggage straps. It keeps the travel bug going in family and friends. It's easier to take a cruise when everybody around you wants to go. Got the Expediter guy. You'll be on the Vloggers cruise with us and La Lido Loca. Absolutely. Cannot wait. We got Tony and Jenny checking in on that cruise. They are a blast. Well, I can't speak for Jenny. I'm sure she's every bit as amazing in person as she is on the internet, though, because Tony is just that himself. Loved cruising with Tony in the past. He's a great, great dude. The Inglesbys will be on. It is their birthday cruise. Jennifer says the Vloggers cruise is going to be insane. I'll be there, Jennifer. Can't wait. Now, Russ, are we going to get you on the Vlogger cruise one of these days? Well, this live stream, it's fun. I'm going to share a little bit about a future project, maybe a few future projects that are going to be going on here on the channel. I assume if you're here on Christmas, spending a little bit of time with me, you're one of those folks that really loves and supports my channel. And I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. That's why I'm spending a little bit of time working on Christmas to hopefully give you something to do here for a half an hour or so tonight. Now, there's a couple projects I have in the works. Obviously, you can see my studio is changing. Well, you probably can't see it, but it's changed a lot. I've really kind of made a lot of permanent changes, cameras, mounting systems, teleprompter systems, all kinds of new audio and streaming gear is here. We're going to be going to a channel that still does cruise news. You're still going to get your 4 or 5 cruise news episodes every week like you're used to, but I'm going to try and branch out a little bit and provide some other forms of content and entertainment just to keep things a little bit fresh going into 2023. I am going to be working on a podcast as well. It's going to be a fun one. So if you've got some fun cruise stories, I'm talking fun cruise stories, yeah, go ahead and start working through those in your mind, because that's sort of what this podcast is going to be focusing on. I'm not going to share the name or anything yet, but that's on the near horizon coming up here in 2023, as well as on this channel. You're going to be getting a lot more personable style content, not just cruise news from me. So if you can't stand me, well, here's your warning, run. But if you enjoy spending time with me and you can put up with me for 10 minutes at a time, make sure you stay subscribed. Now, if you're in the chat here, do me a huge favor and leave a thumbs up. Speaking of things you can do to help support me, it's free and it really helps the YouTube algorithm. It finds other folks who love cruising just as much as you do and brings them on in here to the room, and then we can hang out with even more folks. Let's check on the chat here. All right, at B-Duff Travels, that's the channel we're going to be looking for. And remind me what cruise ship you were on. I feel like it was the Enchantment of the Seas. Sorry, there was a lot going on. Russ says, we shall see. Yeah, you and Cheryl do need to do a cruise pretty soon. If anybody has some extra time, I am doing a cruise on the MSC Meraviglia out of Port Canaveral. I think it's February 24th. Let me just double check that on my Shipmate app. February 26th, the Mirabilia. I will be on February 26th, MSC Mirabilia out of Port Canaveral. It's a short four-nighter. The price is really good right now. So if any of you are just sort of on the fence needing that cruise fix, it's a great one to jump on board. The prices are awesome. Enchantment. Perfect. Selena, you purchased the passport holders. Thank you. And the magnetic hooks. I appreciate that. Hopefully you can put them to good use here in the coming year. Podcasts are great when you're on the road, hard to watch YouTube and the road. Yeah, that much is for sure. Although listening to Tony from La Lido Loca is the thing that I have done probably for the last 2 years or so, driving home from the office every day. Just, I have YouTube Premium, so I can push play and shut the screen off. It's kind of nice. And I can, listen to a friendly voice. So I don't just give the cruise news. I absorb the cruise news and the cruise content and have all the fun right there along with you. Oh, Selena, thank you so much. MSC would work great. Yeah, you guys should hop on the Mirabilia. It's a beautiful ship. Actually, in talking to a lot of the crew members on MSC, that's sort of what I do these days. I just hang out with crew members. They understand. They get it. You're on board a ship all the time. You're working a little bit more than vacationing when you're in the YouTube business, at least for cruising. And all of them at MSC, they rave about the Mirabilia. I've never been on it. I've never been on that class of ship at all, the Mirabilia class, as a matter of fact. But I'm excited. Literally, every single one says the Mirabilia is their favorite ship. They would love to work on it the most. So that's some cool stuff going on. Let's see here. How's chat doing here? Boom. Uh-oh, did we freeze? I feel a little bit frozen on my end. There we go. All right, perfect. So hopefully all of you finished your Christmas dinner. I'm going to tell you about mine while you tell me about yours down in the chat below. So I did a little honey baked ham this year. It was sort of a last minute throw it together. Did honey baked ham, baked mac and cheese. What else did I do? Oh, I did oven roasted carrots with sort of a hot honey and a maple syrup glaze. It was a really good dinner tonight. What else? Green beans, mashed potatoes, some garlic bread. But I don't have any dessert per se. I've got some cherry cordial frozen custard, but man, I'm missing that Christmassy dessert or that Hanukkah dessert, if you'd rather. Let me know. What are you having for dinner? What did you have for dinner? I always forget that, we're on East Coast time, so there's probably some West Coasters tuning in that they probably haven't eaten dinner yet. So hopefully I'm not making you too hungry while the turkey's in the oven still. They get logged back in here to the chat. Expediter Guy, did I see your above comment? What is your favorite cruise ship and what makes it stand out for you? I'm a solo cruiser. Whew, my favorite cruise ship. That's a tough one for me. It really depends on what my desired outcome is for the cruise. If I'm looking to be chill and relaxed, if I'm looking to party, hang out with a bunch of folks that kind of seem like me, I'll pick different cruise lines. I think the best overall, the most well-rounded cruise lines are always going to be your Carnivals and your Royal Caribbeans. I think both of those lines offer something for every cruiser. If you want a nicer, more upscale experience, you probably want to look at a Celebrity or you want to look at a yacht club on MSC. If you're a solo cruiser, I think MSC is a really good option because they barely charge you a solo supplement. It's usually 10 to 20% of the cruise fare added on, and you get your own room. You can be in a full-size cabin just like normal. You can stay in a studio suite. It's a really good option. And then one of the things that I like that MSC does, they do a hosted mixer the first night of the cruise. They'll do it for solo and single travelers. And then they'll also do an LGBTQIA mixer as well. And those are hosted. They typically furnish alcohol, non-alcoholic beverages, snacks. There'll be folks there from the entertainment team on board the ship that will sort of help facilitate conversation between people. It can be awkward conversing with somebody. We're all here. We're used to, doing this on our cell phones. So the art of just meeting a stranger and having a full conversation, it's a little bit lost, but MSC does a good job holding your hand doing that. I've experienced that on both of their seaside class of ships that I've been on. So the Seascape and the Seashore, they both did that. I didn't check into it on the Divina, but I will be looking into it on the Miraviglia to see if that's the case as well. I'll report back. Trust me. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully somebody else out there in chat has some solo cruising experience as well and can also give us their opinion as well. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, Daniel, -4 degrees centigrade. Woo! Wow. Oh, you're across the pond. Man, that is a polar vortex. Russ, MSC for you? Yeah. We convinced some folks to go on that MSC ship, see how they'd like cruising, and they loved it. I am glad to hear that, Russ. The Inglesbys, Cruising Blind is sponsoring a blind duck hunt on Norwegian Breakaway for the Vloggers Cruise. If you'd like to participate, let us know, and you can get a Braille alphabet card. There you go, the Inglesbys. Why don't you drop an email address in the chat there so anyone who's looking to participate can go ahead and get in touch with you guys. The Inglesbys are an amazing couple. Absolutely amazing. Super fun to cruise with. I can't wait to see you guys again here in the new year. You have to find all 26 letters written on the ducks in Braille to win a prize from Cruising Blind. Amazing. Amazing. You guys, hopefully there's some partial prizes as well for when some child that's not involved comes up and steals one of the ducks. I could see that. I could see that happening. I need to take a little break. The eggnog, I'm telling you what. So in the new year, well, last year in the new year, it's funny how quickly time flies. A year ago, I was sitting in Tennessee making my New Year's resolution list for the video that I put out for my New Year's resolutions. And I can't wait to watch that video back and take a look at the list of accomplishments, we'll call them accomplishments, and see how far we came. Now, in the new year, it's really important to me that this channel remains a place that you want to keep coming back to over and over again. And part of that is going to include me asking for your suggestions, your input, what you like, what you don't like, what maybe you'd like to see that you don't see now. So before the new year, while you're kind of in this week between Christmas and New Year's, where we're all sort of phoning it in at work, just waiting for that extra couple of days off, missing the holidays. And, you got a little extra time on your hands. If you can think of anything that you'd love to see more of on the channel, I'd love to see less of, or, any other suggestions, please go ahead and drop those to me. Instagram and Facebook are the best ways to get a hold of me. I'm a little bit slow in responding. I'm not going to lie to you. I try to keep up as best I can. There's a lot of messages in there. I've got a lot of extra time here this week, so I'm going to be digging into that a lot more than usual. Chris says, drink up. Yes, thank you, Chris. I sure will. Hey, while everybody's in here in the chat, do me a favor and drop the thumbs up button if you could, please. Just let YouTube know that this is a cool place to spend a half an hour here on Christmas Day. All right, the Inglesbys are finalizing contact info. All right, I will definitely be happy to share that with you guys as soon as they get it to me. Daniel recommends Cruise Monkeys. They give you inside info on ships and sizes. Yeah, the Cruise Monkeys are pretty cool folks. I've actually had the pleasure of chatting with them online once or twice. Definitely some other folks that I watch here in the community. Man, I'm just sitting here thinking about that Vloggers Cruise next month. That's going to be an interesting time. Could you imagine just a ship full of like 50 cruise YouTubers just all running around with our big cameras out, just talking, just, standing here talking to our phones and waving. And I'm probably going to set like a little time-lapse camera up just to be like a fly on the wall for that. I think it's going to be absolutely hilarious. Thank you, Chris. I will drink up. Now we're getting close here to the 30-minute mark. We're just a couple minutes away. You know how I am. I like to respect your time. I'm not going to make these drag on and on just to sit here and talk and rack up here minutes here on YouTube. So if you have anything else that you want to get in here on the chat as we're closing up, you want to wish a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah to anybody, be happy to read any of the chats that come in. Happy to do that for you here. If you have any last questions, go ahead and get them in here while we're wrapping some things up. Let's check this out. Harvey, you love being Diamond Plus on Royal. Well, stick around, Harvey, because I don't know if you saw my episode from the other day. Royal's actually working on some changes to their Crown and Anchor Society rewards. And I bet there's going to be a lot going on with that Diamond Plus tier, especially since they took away some of your access on board ships and only reserve it now for Pinnacle and Suite members. Something tells me there's going to be some cool things coming next year for you on Royal Caribbean ships. Hopefully they keep doing that double points for solo cruisers. That is one more thing. I know we had the solo cruiser question earlier. Certain lines give you double points. Certain lines don't. Royal Caribbean, for instance, since you have to pay for two people, even if you cruise alone, you do get to earn double points. Whereas Carnival, shame on you, Carnival. You don't give double points, even though I have to pay for two people. How silly is that? We've got the Inglesbys. Happy holiday to everyone. And cruise countdown is 34 days. We've got Omega Band. Merry Christmas to all. Bill, happy holidays. Thank you all for stopping in today. This has been just a wonderful way to sort of wrap up and put a bow. Yeah, I did that on Christmas here today. I want to thank you all for joining. Hopefully you have a wonderful, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Can't wait to see you cruise into the New Year's. And yes, of course, Merry Cruisemas. That is another one. You know, we like our cheesy puns in the cruise community. With that, we're going to start wrapping up. Double check, make sure there's no other chats left here. Daniel, Corey, would you go on P&O or Cunard? That's a great question. For me personally, I would choose P&O. However, please know I've never cruised personally on either line. P&O just seems to be more of a crowd that I would probably enjoy, a little bit less serious and formal. I kind of like a chill cruise. I'm not that guy who loves getting dressed up on fancy night. Sorry if that if that bursts your bubble. Chris, Divina, Meraviglia, or Seascape, which do you prefer? Well, I can only speak for Divina and Seascape. It really depends on what you want. If you're looking for nightlife and a chance to meet some other cruisers, I think you were the one that said solo. Seascape would be the one I would choose. Out of those three, just knowing what I know about the nightlife, the Cabaret Rouge is sort of their 2 or 3 level nightclub. They bring drinks. The music is really great. The live entertainment is good. That would be the ship that I would pick out of those. The Inglesbys hope NCL customer relations is as good as Celebrities for those with disabilities. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but you got a lot of people who love you guys, the Inglesbys. You will, trust me, there'll be a line of people wanting to help you around the ship. David, thanks for spending a little time with us here on Christmas. Always with you. Thank you, David. I really appreciate that. And with kind words, I think it's going to be time to wrap up the 2022 Cruisemas live stream. I want to thank all of you for coming in, spending half an hour here, just enjoying a little cruise chat and chill. Hopefully you've got some eggnog with a little bourbon or rum or some grape juice. Who knows what you want to drink, but hopefully you've got a little bit of something to imbibe in here for the rest of the night. Now I'm going to sign off. I've got a cruise to check into here in about 3 hours. So got to get everything entered, make sure that's all correct, so I can get that first boarding group on the Carnival Radiance. Y'all know how that works, right? Here's your pro tip, a free gift for Christmas, so to speak. If you're cruising Carnival and you want first on the ship, even if you're not platinum or diamond, all you have to do is check in precisely 2 weeks before your cruise at midnight. And you're going to be in one of the first boarding groups, guaranteed. It's a cool little secret, little hack. I know a lot of people don't like me sharing that because, well, as it gets more well-known, people start to do it. But, you know, there's plenty of ship to go around, and I'm happy to share. That's what we're here for. And, you know, quite frankly, I want you to have a reason to keep coming and watching. And little tips like that are the reason. So, with that, we're going to say goodnight on this Christmas live stream. Thank you so much for checking in and stopping by the channel today. And until tomorrow, we'll see ya.